You've deployed N8N on Railway. That's a great start. But without a few critical optimizations, you're leaving a lot of performance and optimization on the table. So that's why in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to optimize your Railway deployment to become a performance beast. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So optimizing Railway is going to change a little bit depending on how you deployed your Railway. Now there's two main ways that you can deploy your Railway. The first way is the N8N with workers, and the second one is the N8N with Webhook processors. If you deployed just the N8N with Postgres, you should delete it and redeploy. I personally recommend the N8N with Webhook processors. It's a little bit better optimized for big scale operations, but if you only have medium scale operations, then the N8N with workers should do you just fine. So I'm going to show you guys here how N8N works and then explain why these optimizations will work for your N8N. So here you have your primary N8N instance. Now what is this? This is the N8N that you're going to see when you log in. It's the one you click around and move. We want this one to be separated from everything else so that while workflows are happening in the background, you can still do work. Then we have our Redis server. What does Redis do? Well, Redis basically gives jobs to different workers so that they can do work. So whenever you tell N8N to do a workflow, this primary N8N will be like, hey, I need this thing done. It's going to send it to Redis. Redis is like the manager of the employees, and he's like, hey, yo guys, I got this job. Someone take this job. And then the employees will be like, yeah, okay, I'll take on the job or whatever, right? So we have our different workers here. Now, they're responsible for taking on any test workflows or pretty much any scheduled workflows or anything going on with that. Then we have here our webhook processor. Now, this is a little bit separate, but it's a lot better because sometimes I've experienced when I have my workers doing a lot of different workflows in the back end, and I have a chat or something that's pinging a webhook, it'll be a little bit slow to respond. And it can cause issues with other services or issues with the AI chatbots that you're responding to. We don't want that. So anything that's involved with the webhook will go through the webhook processor, and then everything else will go through the worker nodes. Then we have, of course, our database over here, and that's responsible for all of the data coming in and out of all of the N8N instances, including the processors, the worker, and the primary. Now, regardless of which two versions of N8N you deployed, these next settings are going to apply to you. So what you're going to want to do is jump into your worker, and we're going to go under settings. And we're going to add a custom start command. We're going to go N8N space worker / concurrency equals 20. Why do we do this? Well, this allows the worker to take 20 jobs per worker server. On Railway, I believe it's 10. On N8N, it's only 2. So if you have 5 workflows that you need to run and you only have 1 workflow server, the other 3 are going to be stuck in queue and they're not going to get done until the other ones are finished. You don't want that. Railway has really powerful servers. You can run multiple workflows on the same server at the same time. So I found that concurrency 20 does quite well for the server that allows you to run 20 different workflows at the same time, which is quite good. Now, when you add the concurrency 20, you also need to go into your environmental variables and add N8N underscore concurrency and make sure that's 20 as well. That's really important. Now your worker is essentially optimized, but some people need more workers. Sometimes one worker is just not enough. So how do we add more? Well, Railway makes it really, really easy for you to get that done. So if we go over to settings here, we scroll down right under regions, you can see the amount of instances, right? So you just increase this number, you can increase it to 3. And then click deploy, and you're good to go. Now you've got 3 workers that can each run 20 workflows a piece. That's 60 workflows at a time, right? Obviously, the more workers you have, the faster things will generally run. Things will be working a little bit better. If you're learning N8N and would like a little bit of help, I'm hosting a free community to help you guys out. There we have challenges to earn some real cash money. I also answer any question that gets posted in the group. So if that's something you're interested in, please check out the link down below. Now, that same logic does not apply to your primary instance because there's only one interface for N8N. You can't deploy more primary instances and expect the performance to increase. So do not do this with your primary instance. Now, one thing that I find on some Railway deploys that is not there is offload manual executions to workers, and we want that to be true. That's really, really important. We also want to make sure N8N runners enabled is true. Sometimes that's not there when you deploy on Railway. Another thing that you can tweak on the primary instance and the workers in your environmental variables is executions data save on success. Now, if you don't want to save successful executions in your database, you don't want your database to get bloated, you can put that to none or all. You can also do the on error. Now, I would keep that one personally the way it is. I wouldn't mess with it. But another really cool one is executions data prune. Now, this is enabled by default, but here it's, I believe, giving you 10 days before it starts pruning. Now, what does this mean? This means that all of your execution history will stay on your N8N database for 10 days until it gets deleted. Now, if your N8N is working with a lot of workflows, 10 days is just too much. It might be better to only do 3 days. And if your workflows work and you don't really need the successful executions, you just probably shouldn't save those at all. So here's a couple of things that you can edit. And of course, guys, if you want to look through the environmental variables, there is an N8N page that has all of them listed out and the different things you can do with them. Now, I play around with a lot of them. I think the ones I just mentioned are the most important ones. That being said, you guys can add the ones that you like. Now, your webhook processor, again, if you want, you can add more instances to it. If you find that your webhooks are responding a little bit slowly, you can definitely do that. Other than that, your custom start command should be N8N space webhook, and that's it. That should be there by default. Now, your Postgres server by default is pretty good. There is one quick optimization you can do to your Postgres, which is indexing it a certain way. However, I've tried this a couple times and I've got mixed results. On some N8N deploys, it's worked really well. On other ones, it hasn't worked quite so well. So I'm not going to recommend that in this video. I just want you guys to be aware that if you do need further optimizations, indexing your Postgres database is something that you can do in order to get a little bit of extra juice out of N8N. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like some more help with N8N, I am hosting a free community to help you guys out. There we have challenges to earn some real cash money. I also answer any question that gets posted in the group. So if that's something you're interested in, please check out the link down below, and you guys have a wonderful day.